Hello and welcome to the first episode of our new series, Fort Fishing. I forgot the name.
You haven't thought of a name, have you?
No, it's called Fort Fishing. I just completely forgot. Right.
Fort
Fishing. Fishing for his own.
Oh, forts.
Yeah,
as in like
forts.
thinking. Holy shit, that's really good.
Thank you.
No, thanks.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
Kidding is actually shit.
Okay. So, this series is basically, we're going to talk about topics which we have predetermined, and that's really all that needs to be said. So,
Yep.
the first topic, which is appropriate to the game we're playing, which is Age of Mythology, is dragons and wyverns. Because a couple of days ago, and I say a couple of days ago, but I mean about 2 weeks.
Well, this has been in the planning now for a while, so...
Yeah. So about 2 weeks ago... Oh, my game's crashed. About 2 weeks ago... I said to Gam that it's funny in Game of Thrones how the dragons aren't actually dragons. So Drogon the dragon is not Drogon the dragon. And is in fact Drogon the wyvern. Because the specifications of a dragon is that they have to be 4 legs, 2 wings. And the ones in Game of Thrones are 2 legs, 2 wings.
Yeah. I actually didn't realise that, but it makes sense, looking at it.
So, I mean, being someone who's read the book,
Yeah.
are they depicted as dragons in the book? Do they
Oh, yeah,
have
no,
4
they're
legs?
definitely called dragons, yeah.
So they definitely have 4 legs in the book.
Oh, no, but no, it doesn't really give them a description, but I always imagine that, because, I mean, George R.R. Martin has input on the show, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I imagine that he just did them as he imagined them in his head. So I think that he probably imagines them with 2 legs. So I think he's actually imagining as a dragon. It's actually a wyvern.
So basically,
But
saying
the thing
George
is, though,
R.R.
right? He's
fucked
done a
up.
lot of research in his books. You can tell that but a lot of the things that happen in the series are based off real events that happened. So I'd be surprised if he hadn't come up against that in the past. So maybe he just decided that most people wouldn't know, and so just decided to overlook it deliberately. Or maybe he just genuinely didn't find that out.
And so one more thing, because I guess that's pretty much it. One more thing is, while I was looking into it, it turns out that Smaug in The Hobbit was a dragon in the books, and perfectly depicted as a dragon by
What,
Tolkien.
with 4 legs and everything?
With 4 legs. And the
That's
reason
really the
why...
only distinctive thing.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much with a dragon. I think, actually, there's something about
2 and
breathing
4
fire
legs.
as well, I think.
Well, can wyverns breathe fire?
Wyverns can breathe fire, sure.
Can they?
Yeah, I can't, something about that.
No, but this is the thing, because it's a mythical creature, anything can be made up about them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the thing is, that can stretch so far.
Well-
'cause there's even, like, speaking of like things like Skyrim, dragons breathe fucking ice in Skyrim.
Oh, yeah, that's
ice
true.
hail.
I quite like
That's
that.
completely jump. Yeah, it's cool, but it's jumping off of the whole cycle of how dragons are meant to breathe fire. They're fire-breathing lizards.
It is true that with fantasy you are making it up. I mean, it's fiction at the end of the day. So does it really? Is there like? I was having this discussion with some friends actually over invulnerable and immortal and like invincible, and saying, is there a difference between these different words?
Immortal
Like, do they mean
means
different things?
you cannot die. Invincible means you cannot be harmed.
Right.
And what was the other one?
Invulnerable.
And invulnerable is the same as being invincible.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were basically discussing this, and then the comeback was obviously in a lot of fantasy, such as Lord of the Rings, elves are described as being immortal, but what they mean by that is they can't die from age. So obviously elves can die from being killed, like with a sword. And everything.
But surely there's no real word for saying if something doesn't age, is there? Unless there was like unaging,
ageless.
Ageless. But that's not true.
Yeah,
They
I
haven't
don't know if
aged.
there's an
They
actual
just don't
scientific word
age.
for it.
Well,
I don't think there is. There's nothing ever
speaking
does
of,
that.
so yeah, I see what you mean, but I think there's biological immortality, which is where you're basically, your cells reproduce themselves and they keep on, and you don't die of old age. And so I guess it would be biological immortality would be the name for being not dying by growing old. Like obviously every 10 years we're like a brand new person with completely different cells, and obviously every so often you get worse and worse and worse and worse and die inevitably.
But so, okay, this is a bit of an off-cast one, but it's kind of links back around in a sense to Game of Thrones in the time frame. But with Macbeth, for instance, what was he? Because he could only be killed by one person. So what was he? Was he immortal?
Well, no, that was different. Macbeth could only be killed by one person because of
a destiny.
Yeah, it was a destiny.
It was a
I'm
prophecy,
pretty sure it was a prophecy from a witch.
From the witches.
Yeah.
Which obviously meant, as that was the future that had to happen, future can't be altered. Once it's set, it's set in stone.
Yeah. Which is why he was scared of that one particular person, because they would go and kill him. They'll be... they're the person...
But that's what I said. They said he was invincible because he could beat any other person alive and he could fight fearlessly because he knew that wasn't his day to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that not immortality in a sense?
I guess I
would say it's more invulnerability, actually.
But I mean, he could throw himself into stupid situations, any sort of situation, he knows that he has to be able to make it out of that no matter what.
Yeah.
Because the rules of the future say so.
No, yeah, I would say it's invulnerability.
Okay.
I would say
he's going to die to whatever the fuck his name was, Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad?
So that means
that
day, as he knew Lord Farquaad was off in another fucking country, he could quite easily go and jump off of a 50-story building and survive.
I mean, yes and no.
Yeah.
He knew he wouldn't die, but like he wouldn't. Could he jump off 50-story buildings and survive? No. What would probably happen is something would stop him from jumping off a 50-story building.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, does that mean he can't? He's like invincible until the day he meets that person.
Yeah,
to be honest, I've never really thought about it.
It's a really weird one.
That's kind of messing my head a little bit.
I know, yeah, I see, yeah. Yeah. He would be effectively immortal from everything, including himself.
Yeah, it means that even if he forced himself to try and kill himself, he could not. It would be impossible. He could ask someone to kill him. He could lay there and accept the sword willingly, but he would not die from it because he couldn't. Is that immortality?
Well, he can't die, so...
It's weird, isn't it? It's a very weird one. I don't know how it would work, to be honest. I guess he is, in a sense, immortal because he's not immortal because he can die. But as far as anyone else is concerned, aside from that guy, he is immortal. Yeah. He cannot be harmed or killed by them.
That's why I would say it would be invulnerability. Because...
Well, no, because, like, invulnerable basically means you can't be attacked.
Yeah,
like, you
invulnerable
can't be
means you cannot be harmed whatsoever.
Like,
he can still be harmed, he just can't die.
Well, I mean, because, like, invulnerable in Team Fortress 2, when you have Uber and you go red, you're invulnerable. But a pyro...
You don't take damage.
A pyro can air blast you, and he can air blast you off the map. So, I mean...
I guess he can harm you still.
Yeah, that's because you're not immortal, you're invulnerable. Yeah. Invulnerable means you can't be damaged.
But that also means that nothing in the surrounding area should be able to affect you.
But I mean, vulnerability...
So, invulnerability and immortality sometimes go hand in hand, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah,
like
but
you say.
Again, like Gam, you say, because it's not allowed to harm you, but invulnerability, in a sense, is they cannot touch you. They're unable to physically alter anything of your presence.
No, that's not true. Invulnerability means they can't damage you, they can't break through your skin. They can still enact a force on you. But, I mean, the thing is, if you applied that to real life and someone air blasted you off a cliff, sure, it might work, but when you hit the ground, it's not going to do anything to you. Because the ground won't break your skull, won't break your bones, won't break your skin.
Fucking crack the earth,
so,
mate.
Yeah, all that'll happen is you'll create, like, a little imprint in the ground and get up and walk off.
Like a cartoon. That
the
Wile E. Coyote.
The real thing would be if you could die from something like asphyxiation, like if you drown. Because that technically is not breaking anything, it's just filling up your lungs.
But again, would you need to breathe if you can't die and be harmed?
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. If you're invulnerable, you're not immortal, right? So if you're invulnerable, you still have to breathe. It's just like no one could like stab you through the lungs, and because they couldn't get through the skin or anything. But like, if water entered into your lungs, because obviously you got a straight passage to your lungs, so you through your windpipe, right? So, like, if you're drowning, surely the water would be able to go in and you'd be able to die.
I think you find a scientific name is trachea.
Yeah, it is actually trachea. Please.
But unfortunately, that's the reason why that's fiction. Nothing can be explained about it. It's all made up by some random person.
That's what we were going with fantasy and fiction with the Wyverns and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That's why I swayed it off.
Interestingly, on the Wyverns and Dragons thing, when you said that to me, Vince, about the Wyverns and Dragons, the first thing I did was actually check up the Welsh flag. And, yeah, it's definitely
a dragon. I was going to say,
definitely 4 legs.
That's a dragon.
Yeah. it'd be a bit sad if that entire legend about
Like,
one of your
so much
your biggest
Welsh folklore
saints
about dragons.
just turns out he
Actually,
didn't kill a
you'll find
dragon.
way
It was a
wyvern.
wyvern.
Naturally.
You fucked up. So, about your biggest prophet. Yeah. He's a bit of a fake, it turns out.
He's a liar.
Bit awkward, isn't it?
Oh, sorry about
Oh,
that.
Welsh people will be smitten for the rest of their fucking life. They'll be crying.
That'll be it. That'll be the end of our country, really.
Right.
It's
no,
gone, mate.
try
That's the only thing you had to say you
That's all we had
existed
going
for.
for us.
You'd killed a dragon. You're the only country in the world that can claim to kill the dragon. And you fucked it up. Fucking idiots.
No, wait, that's not the legend. The legend isn't that we killed the dragon. The legend is the dragon didn't get killed.
Oh.
The legend is shut up, I don't know your legend. Say it for the podcast, Cam. I'm going to be honest, I don't actually know what any saint is actually a saint for, because I've never really cared
Oh,
enough.
surely you know St. Valentine.
No, I know what Valentine's Day is. But
Well,
I'm
what
assuming
is
Saint
Valentine's Day all
Valentine went stabbing people in the arse with arrows until they loved each
No,
other.
what was Valentine's Day about? Valentine's Day is about what?
Love,
Right,
obviously.
so what do you think St. Valentine's a patron saint of?
Faggotry.
Faggotry, exactly! That's exactly what
I was thinking that as well, so I'm glad we're on the same wavelength.
Standardised, it's faggotry. But
The views expressed in this podcast are not the views expressed by CrazyfishYT. If you are of the homosexual inclination,
Yeah, if you're gay, then I don't know.
not to mention, if you
If
are
you-
actually a giant meatball soaked in gravy, we've got to make sure.
Actually, yeah, no, that is true. I think
Because that's the actual definition of the word faggot. All you
if you are a
faggots out
meatball
there.
and you have been offended by this video, then
if
we
you've been
apologise deeply, and we will write you a written apology and send it to you.
and a love song,
and a love song
And a love song.
and
I'm not
we'll
going to write you a
we'll
love
shoot a
song.
porno for you as
produced
well.
by Gam, obviously.
Oh yeah, I'm great at love songs.
I like how some words have just changed.
Yeah.
They go
do
from
you mean?
being things like faggot to being an actual insult.
Well, the one that I get quite like I notice is the word awful. Like if you say awful,
Yeah.
then
I actually
people
back
think,
this.
oh, that's like if you say, oh, this soup was awful, you're saying that soup was shit, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like if you actually take the root, like the two words,
Awe, in
awe and
awe.
full, it means exactly the same thing as awesome. In fact, it's even more of like a
Yeah.
compliment.
In
than awesome.
awe is
Because, yeah, you're
like
in
to
awe
be
or something.
like
'Cause you're full of awe,
astounded by
right?
something. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, bitch, you are a female dog.
yeah,
It's a fucking great insult.
that's like bastard as well. What?
You look at it, like, who came up with these insults? They're all idiots, aren't they? All of these people come up with these stupid insults. Bastard's understandable. It's saying that they have an impure, like, lineage.
It's like an impure lineage, isn't it?
Yeah. So in a sense, that would be insulting if you were a politician or something posh of some sort that actually matters and they care about lineage.
It didn't stop William the Conqueror from invading though, just because he was a bastard.
Didn't stop Henry VIII from probably fucking his sisters. Don't know if it happened or not, but
I don't know what version of history you learned, but
I don't know much history.
Ah,
To be
yes.
perfectly honest, didn't really pay attention to
Henry
history. I sat
VIII.
next to Vince.
I quite liked the Tudors. I found that quite interesting.
Sat next to Vince, I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't sat next to Vince, I was sat next to fucking George.
So yeah, back to topic. The
Well, yeah.
the thing why I brought up Smaug was because originally the directors planned on having him as a four-legged dragon, and it was the way that Benedict Cumberbatch, who I think is the voice actor, I'm pretty sure he is a voice actor.
Yeah, he's a Smaug.
It was the way that he moved when he did his voice acting that made them think we should have it as a wyvern instead. And I was like, what? So he moved like a wyvern. And all I had was
Yeah,
image
that's
of-
because he's a biped. He's crouched on the
Benedict
floor and
Cumberbatch
started
does
crawling
not have-
around.
He just, yeah, that's how he did it. He just started crawling
But
around.
that's
like-
stupid, though. Since when does the actor decide the character?
Oh, this guy's not got enough legs. We'll have to make it wyvern.
What happened if they saw what he looked like in real life? They might realise he's not actually a dragon. He's a human being with two legs. Shit.
Why did we not get a four-legged human?
By that reason, I was surprised they kept the fact that he could breathe fire in it.
No. I was surprised. Right then. So, RTS games. They're dead.
Well,
Is the first way to put it. They are dead. They are very dead.
They are. There hasn't been a good RTS game released for a while. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, people, but I can't think of one. What was the last good RTS game that was released? Not counting remakes like this one we're playing now.
Yeah.
Good RTS.
Yeah, good RTS game.
Yeah, the last original one.
Probably Total War Rome 2.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a lot of people would debate with me if Rome 2 was actually a good game to Shogun then.
Actually, that is a fair point,
Total War...
Oh, I quite like Rome 2.
Well, no, so do I, but a lot of people don't.
I've never properly got into it, because I find it really difficult to get used to, because Rome 1 was so simple. Rome 2 is a lot more complex.
If you played Shogun as well, it's quite a bit a diverse change from the other one. But a lot of people claim that is not a good game.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people do not like that game at all.
Mm.
Like, I remember when I first bought the game, everyone was completely against it on the reviews, saying how they'd fucked it up. Why did they go from like Shogun to that piece of shit?
I quite like it. That was a good game.
No, I enjoyed it, but that was as someone who hadn't played Shogun originally.
Yeah,
I only
that's
bought
true.
Shogun
I've
afterwards.
played Shogun. Shogun was the original one, right? It was their first game.
Shogun was not their first game.
Was it not?
The original Total War was their first game. No, there was no like. I'm pretty sure there was no sort of like Rome or Shogun 2. I think it was just Total War on its own. Total War trademark.
Total War trademark.
Yeah, there was TM at the end. I'm sure.
They've always got the TM.
Yeah, but
I'm
not 100%.
There is StarCraft 2, which is very popular in Asia.
I've not played StarCraft. I really want to.
I just
StarCraft is it's a very competitive audience. So unless you do want to deal with tryhards and a lot of raging saltiness and shit like that, then you might want to avoid that game.
Yeah, the thing is,
I know, as someone who plays League of Legends quite a lot, I've got used to the whole salty thing and keyboard warriors.
To be fair, I get
like
salty way too easily in games.
Then you might be made for League of Legends, my friend.
Yeah, like, it's hard to get
I just love the RTS genre, that's the thing.
Just want to kind of quickly hot up Vince. I like it when I get to counter jungle or Rengar as Diana, that makes sense.
Counter jungle?
Yeah.
God, yeah, you're going to get ripped.
I don't know, I beat him, no, he's a faggot.
He's bad at the game. Once again,
bad at the game.
We do not hold prejudice against...
Meatballs.
Against meatballs. Or against people...
Or cats.
Who have made the life choice to be a
Cats
meatball.
with eye patches.
Cats?
That'd be a pretty weird life choice, wouldn't it? I want to be a meatball.
I want to be a meatball fucking smothered in gravy. And I'll be the sexiest damn meatball you've ever seen.
That sounds like some sort of really weird kinky sex thing.
I sexually identify as a meatball.
That'd be like one for the forms, wouldn't it? Do you identify as heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual,
meatball,
none, or meatball?
Meatball.
Meatball.
Or a giant hunk of meat based in
giant
gravy.
slab of meat.
Just based in gravy, love it.
I will choose
option 3.
I was talking to Seb the other day, and he was apparently like I was talking to him and someone else, and this person said, "What's the best thing about being Serbian?" And Seb's reply was, "Meaty fingers."
Meaty fingers.
Apparently, they're like fish fingers, only they're meat. Like they're just various assortments of meat.
So what?
So they're like sausage rolls.
Breaded meats.
Kinda, yes, but like it's like breaded. Like if you ever played the Minecraft mod that gave you meat ingots, it's exactly like what I imagined that being, only like covered in breadcrumbs. Just basically meat compressed down into a rectangle.
I'm really confused.
I know, it's a scary new concept.
Meat fingers. Where's he from again? Serbia.
Serbia, yeah, they have all kind of weird.
I'm gonna have to Google this now.
Again, if you are from Serbia, we do not want to offend you.
Fingers, Serbia.
Meaty fingers, Serbia.
Yeah. All right.
I reckon dragons and wyverns really like meaty fingers. Actually,
they probably do love meaty fingers.
I really hope this isn't what he was talking about, because these just look like sausages to me.
Oh yeah, of course.
They do just look like
No, he definitely
sausage.
did say imagine fish fingers only meat, so I do think...
But does he know what fish fingers are? Or does he think the fish fingers are literally just a big chunk of fish without the batter?
Oh shit, I don't know.
You can't expect him to know what a fish finger is.
Maybe fish fingers are something weird in Serbia.
That's what I mean. That could literally just be. You know what crab sticks are? That could be what a fish finger is to Serb.
I hate crab sticks.
I think they're really nice.
I don't. Actually, I say I hate them. I don't think I've had them in a while.
They taste.
I have
really
had them
nice.
before, but not in a while.
They taste really good.
I don't like Tesco's crab sticks.
It's like Tesco's, yeah.
I buy them from like seamongers, fishmongers.
Yeah, okay, they're good. When you get like the stuff that
Well, it's like proper ones.
yeah, stuff
Yeah,
like they
actual
do.
fish. I don't want to eat like some
Yeah,
shitty
because it's just like some
meat.
sort of regurgitated crab shit they put in there.
It literally just is
horse
crab
meat. It's horsefish.
Yeah, and
It's just horse meat, yeah.
It's horsefish.
Horsefish.
Specifically, the fish that is a horse. It's basically a seahorse. Yeah,
It's a seahorse.
seahorses. Tesco's are famously renowned for their
Tesco's
dishes.
famous seahorse.
Their horse
What do they
dishes.
taste like? What does a seahorse taste? They're very small, so I can imagine you need a
What
lot
do
of them.
seahorses taste like?
It's like they're like tiny, aren't they? Like the size of like one
They are
of those
very, very
silverback
small.
fish you get on beaches.
Yeah, they're like an inch, maybe not even that, maybe
they're
smaller.
ridiculously small.
Yeah. What do you think they would taste like?
I don't know. Maybe they'd be crunchy.
Yeah,
Do
they'd
have
definitely
bones?
be crunchy. No, they probably have
don't know,
they're
do they have
crustaceans, I guess. So I'd imagine that they probably maybe taste like crab.
So that
Or
they have,
lobster.
they have an exoskeleton.
I bet they'd be
Are you
really
sure they're
sweet.
crustaceans?
Pretty sure.
I don't know. I don't know if they're crustaceans.
What are crustaceans? Seahorses?
Seahorses.
Yeah,
No, of course they're not.
They're not. What are they then?
I think they're just things. Maybe they are
They're
crustaceans.
fish.
They're not fish.
I think no, they're not
definitely
fish.
not
They can't be fish. They're not fish. I think they might be crustaceans actually.
It seems
How
like
could they
the
be
closest thing.
What is the definition of a crustacean?
So it's got an exoskeleton.
No, it doesn't have legs.
No, because
Doesn't have-
horses
They
don't
don't
have
have
yeah, it does have legs.
Horses don't have an
Crabs-
exoskeleton.
Crustaceans.
They
All
have
crustaceans have 8
fins.
legs.
And seahorses don't have exoskeletons, they have fins.
Are you sure
They
they
have,
don't
they have a
exoskeleton?
spinal fin.
Is it a spine?
Yes,
Oh,
it's,
so
it's
they're
a spinal.
shrimps.
It's a,
Of course, they're
it's a
shrimps,
fin.
aren't they? No, because shrimps don't have.
Yeah, but
shrimps don't have a
shrimps
spine.
are still a crustacean.
No, because shrimps have a shell.
Yeah, they have a shell. Yeah, they don't have spines.
Seahorses don't have a shell, they're soft. to
Shrimp are
touch.
still crustaceans.
Yeah,
right?
they are. Shrimp are crustaceans.
Yeah, but that's because they have
What
a
do they
shell.
count as
though.
then? Maybe their own. Maybe their own little brand.
Maybe they're their own thing.
Brand.
Brand, yeah.
They're a
Maiden
brand.
seahorse. They belong to the Little Mermaid.
That's disgusting, yeah.
You know what else disgusting? Her family are dead. And I'm not sorry.
That's really mean.
Neither am I. Don't think anyone is, to be honest.
No.
She deserved it. Whore should have
Yeah.
gone in that fucking boat. No holds barred, mate. You should have gone in that fucking boat, you schleg.
You slag.
Right. So yeah, Planetary Annihilation, which you guys probably haven't played.
I haven't played it. Is it RTS?
Yeah, it's RTS.
Haven't
It was,
played
to
it.
be honest, it was really good. I mean, the actual idea of it was amazing.
I got it for Sam, actually.
It's like £2, I think. They go like 95% off, so you know it's going to be a good game.
You know, I'm not even sure. I might have bought it once. I can't remember. I'll have to
It
check my
is
Steam
worth
inventory.
like £1. I will say that much. It's definitely worth £1. But the problem is, like,
What, as in it's shit, or as in it costs £1?
as in it will cost £1, and it's worth that £1. When it goes on offer for 95%, which it does every single time there's a sale.
No.
So yeah, it was good because like you had planets and you had proper full-on planets, and like they were like 3D planets. They were actual like globe planets. Like what's what other game has done it? It was a ball. It was a ball, and it was an actual ball, and there was space, and you could fly to other planets, and you could properly fly to other planets, and you could land on other planets, and there was like teleporters and stuff, and it was awesome. But it just ran like shit, and they just gave up, and they just stopped making the game.
So
That was
what?
it.
So is it like one of these alpha games that never actually got developed?
Yeah, pretty much, and then they said it was the full release, and everyone was like, "No, it isn't, because it's shit."
This game's shit. Here's the full release.
It's not full release, because
Yeah.
it's shit. Fix it.
I mean, it was good. It was definitely good. I will not say that it was bad. It was fun.
It's shit. It's good. Is it good or shit?
It was just not promised. It promised too much. It promised it more than they actually offered.
It didn't live up to expectations.
Pretty much, yeah.
basically.
which is...
Holy shit, I
There's
see why
nothing worse
Diana's
in a
good.
game that you're looking that you like the look of, and then you get it, and it just turns out to be crap.
Well, at the start, it was good, because obviously at the start you're like, oh wow, this is all awesome, and it's going to become much more, and you're like, yes, this is cool, I've got this, we've got that, and everything's cool. And then after like, I don't know, 4 months, you'd start, like, it's just like, hold on a second, nothing's happened. What's going on? And that obviously applied with Starbound as well, which is very bad. To anyone who will cry, it is a bad game, get over it.
I've never played Starbound.
Never played it.
Starbound? Is it Starbound? I think it's Starbound.
Yeah, Starbound is Blizzard's RTS, I'm pretty sure.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Star Wars Battlefront. You mean Star Wars Battlefield?
What a game.
Star Wars Battlefield 2?
Star Wars Battlefront is being released, isn't it?
Star Wars Battlefield, yeah, Battlefront 2.
What, for the new Star Wars?
Yeah.
It looks exactly like...
I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure it's something.
It looks like Battlefield.
The moment that guy pulled his sword out and I saw those fucking lightsaber guards come out of it, I just quit. It's not happening.
I quite like the look of it.
No, because they already had these like special metal rims on the sword. And the point of those metal rims was they could already hold the weight of like a lightsaber on it, couldn't it? They could hold like the burn of it. That's the whole point of the handle being there. It's able to hold that hot plasma. So what was the point of adding these extra guards?
I don't know how much thought George Lucas actually put into that kind of shit.
Did it even come down to George Lucas considering it sold to Disney?
Probably not, considering it's a good idea. It probably didn't come from George Lucas.
Yeah.
And it's Disney's now, isn't it? They own that shit.
Well, are you on about
the new
the
one.
cartoon film?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've even watched the trailer.
I have watched the cartoon. Are you talking about... Wait, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Lego series?
The newest cartoon from Disney.
Newest cartoon from Disney. Is that the one about... Oh, shit, the emotion one. I can't remember what it's called. Each character... It's based off characters inside of a body of a girl. And each character represents an emotion of the girl.
Oh yeah, that one.
What?
And they have like anger and stuff like that. And it's not just the girl. It's like basically the entire family. It's like they're having an argument at the dinner table, and it's got like the entire basically it's like a crew of little things that crew the humans, and it's like yeah, it looks kind of weird.
It is very weird. I haven't seen it. I know the basic premise of it from seeing adverts and stuff, but I'm not 100% on what it is actually about.
I don't know what it is.
But I assume that's what you're talking about, because I'm pretty sure that's Disney Pixar.
I don't think I've actually seen this.
It's not. Well, I don't know if the film's out actually. It might be out by now.
It is out.
I saw the advert for it when I went to see Terminator.
Speaking of Terminator, what was it like? We saw how much Terminator Salvation let everyone down, and everyone threw a hissy fit and shit their pants and everything. So what was this one like?
It was decent. It was quite good.
Did you watch Terminator Salvation?
No, I've not seen Terminator Salvation. This is the first Terminator I've seen since Terminator 2, so I don't know what Terminator 3 or the other ones were like. But I liked it. It's quite good because it goes right back to the beginning of like the storyline. So it has like Kyle Reese in it and everything, and then it's to do with alternate dimensions and shit like that. I can understand how it might annoy some people because they are basically milking the series now.
They are.
But I quite liked it.
Because what was it? The first one was the original Terminator coming back to save the guy who made the Terminators. Is that
Connor?
The little boy.
Connor. Connor, I think it is.
I don't remember any of the names, but I'm pretty sure the little boy who the Terminator was attempting to save from the other Terminator, he was the guy who made them. Or created him, or whatever. It's all very confusing. I don't remember it all very well because I haven't seen it for about 5 years.
Work anyway, but...
That's it. That's the problem. Don't
as
ever
soon
play
as you
with
introduce time travel, things get fucked
It creates
up.
paradoxes.
Well,
and
it's just because the grandfather paradox can pretty much just be applied in any situation. That's the reason it doesn't work. Being that if you were to go back in time and kill your grandfather, he wouldn't be able to give birth. He wouldn't be able to make your dad.
Your grandfather wouldn't be able to give birth, and you wouldn't exist in.
Yeah.
So basically, you wouldn't be able to kill your grandpa.
And then, so if you were to go back in time and kill Hitler, the future that is made with no Hitler being killed immediately and no World War II.
But it depends how big the changes you make when you go back.
Yeah.
Then.
You know, I watched a film about time travel.
Because if you made a small change like killing a butterfly, that's not gonna change how you exist.
No.
So that won't create.
Unless,
the
of course, this
like,
particular butterfly had one genetic mutation which led to like everything.
Yeah. I watched this film about time travel, right? And there's the guy basically saying he was a time traveler, and he was having it was very conversational, but it's kind of boring actually. But in this film, he says that they're talking about the paradoxes, and says, "What if we go back in time and kill Hitler?" And the time traveler basically replies to him saying, "What if Hitler was killed?"
But what if
and
Hitler was
it
real?
was a time traveler who went back and saved his life. And so, like, what if you are living in the alternate dimension? It's kind of an interesting sort of way to think about it.
So what if Hitler was killed?
Yeah, what if?
Yeah.
Hitler
So
was killed?
what if the original world was basically Hitler died, and nothing happened in Nazi Germany, but then someone came back in time and saved him. And it is quite interesting actually when you think about it that way, because there was a lot of things that happened to Hitler which were kind of no short of being a miraculous, really. The way
No, there definitely is, because he was a messenger, and there was a guy, and he had his sights on Hitler at the time, and he chose to spare his life. There was some
also,
miracles
in World War
of how
One.
he survived.
Yeah, in World War One, Hitler thought he heard a voice telling him to get out the trench that he was in, so he did, and then literally as soon as he was out the trench, a grenade was thrown in and blew
Who
up.
do you think saved his life?
I think
I think it was.
it could be Sheba.
I think it was Sheba. I think it was Sheba, definitely.
Yeah,
Damn it, Sheba! You just killed 6 million people. Was it worth?
I'd be happy
I
with
reckon it
that.
was Gandhi.
Gandhi.
I reckon it was Gandhi, man. I think it was him. Bastard. You know what he's like. Fucking saved
He was a
people's
wife
life.
beater.
He was a wife beater, you're right.
Gandhi was a wife.
And that's,
It's actually true.
yeah.
Yeah, he actually was a wife beater.
Yeah, he was a whiff beater. Turned me on.
That really turns me
A
on,
whiffy
actually.
beater.
I'm a little bit wet down there now, guys.
A Wi-Fi beater.
A wife.
I think I could be considered a Wi-Fi beater. Actually.
I want to get the best speeds.
I could probably be considered a
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi
beater.
beater. Yeah.
Well, you're just going to beat the shit out of your Wi-Fi. That's the point. You're recording this. How long is this going to take to upload?
Oh dear. No, it's fine. It's only audio.
Fucking out. It's going to be like 2 hours, I imagine.
I don't know. When did we start recording? We only started recording about half an hour.
I don't know,
ago.
but we should keep this going. A good podcast lasts about at least an hour.
I mean, if anything, I
tops.
could
Don't
just
start
take.
talking about the podcast inside the podcast.
If anything, I can
Oh
just.
my god, we're breaking the fourth wall!
Oh no. Okay, HD releases like the one we're playing right now.
Like the one we're playing.
Like the one we're playing.
I don't know. They've got different people have different opinions. Like when Age of Empires came out as HD, the one big criticism that everyone had against it was it's not HD.
Yeah.
Like they basically
They
slapped
made that
HD on it,
HD
it's not
remake
actually
that
HD.
wasn't HD and still only had like 10 pixels per person.
Let's
So
really-
HD, holy shit, it's a big upgrade from 8-bit.
This is so HD.
You go, look at this
I'm glad,
textures.
I'm glad they fixed those shitty 8-bit graphics.
Oh look, that music that sounds like it comes from a SNES, that's still there.
Like, these improvements that they asked for were never really done, were they?
It's like, I don't mind them bringing out HD releases. In fact, I quite like it. I quite like things being made up to HD. But if they're gonna bring out an HD release, fucking make it HD. Like, don't just like say it's HD and then slap an HD sticker on it and then it's like, okay, yeah, sure, it's HD now. That's not how you make things HD.
True.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah, because there's
Damn it!
Heroes of Might and Magic 3 on Steam, and the top review, I think, is someone which is a link to the G2A purchase of the original Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And that's it. And there he goes, here you go, save yourself £10. But the game
I've
was
not
exactly
played
the
it.
same.
I think I do actually own it, but that upsets me because I'm a big fan of the Heroes of Might and Magic series. So
Yeah, no, I do love the
that'll-
series.
that'll
I
annoy
do
me.
like, to be honest, I do like Heroes of Might and Magic 6. I think it's a good game. The thing that ruined it for me was because Uplay is shit. And by shit, I mean
You play as shit.
Yeah.
it's broken
Really bad.
and it doesn't work. Like,
Origin
when
is
you have a
almost
poo,
as bad as well.
right, the poo functions as a way of getting rid of, like, stuff that you don't need in your body, right? Uplay, on the other
yeah.
hand,
Glad you're describing excellent choice.
doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, a toilet has a function. Poo has a function. Intestines, they all have functions. Uplay, broken. Broken piece of crap.
broken, no function.
It doesn't function. And then I can't play my game, which I spent like 20 quid for. Actually, I think it was 15. It was awful. Because Uplay sucks, and Ubisoft are Ubisoft. And they suck.
Ubisoft be Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Breaking shit all the time. There's a lot of game companies that built themselves a very shitty reputation.
Yeah, cough, EA, cough,
I think
cough.
the thing is, one of the problems is that they're trying to make shitty rip-offs of Steam, and they just don't work. Like
Just
play
jump
like
on the
Origin.
bandwagon. Have Steam pay you to just have your titles on there. You don't need
The
to
reason
make
why they
your
do
own.
it though is I didn't realize this until the other day. The reason why they make you play and why they make Origin is because Steam charge 50% apparently.
Yeah, Steam charge
for
a
each
lot of
game.
money.
It's like the majority of the money that you pay on Steam goes towards Valve and not actually goes towards the game creator.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see a little bit.
But I
why
mean,
they're
this is
doing it.
EA. Like, I understand if
But they're
this
failing.
was...
They are like a multi-million
Yeah.
pound company. They could at least get some proper working software, not some shitty thing that's looks like been coded by someone who's in their basement.
Oh dear, basement dwellers.
We are the people of the night. And the basement.
I think is that it
yeah.
for that topic? It looks like it.
For Wyverns, yeah, I think so. I think we covered
Was
it.
that Wyvern,
that was
topic?
RTS.
That went a bit
Yeah,
off
that
fucking
was
space,
RTS.
didn't it?
That was RTS.
We're on
actually.
number 3.
I was wondering a bit there.
Actually, or should we go to
Space.
story-based games?
No, actually, there is one that I want to talk about that covers RTS and space, and but like that's my topic. We'll come back to that.
Space or story-based games? If we keep the story...
We'll go to story-based
okay.
games.
So there you go, David. Your turn. Life is Strange.
Yeah, how's Life is Strange, David?
Life is Strange is a fucking beautiful game that just gets me hard as anything. I just get rock solid over that fucking game. So
it's
rock
safe to
solid.
say you've ejaculated a few times while playing.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was really distracted there. The Rengar's got a quadra kill. I almost killed all of them and then I got killed by him. Bastard. Okay, anyway, sorry. Life is Strange is a really good game. I've been enjoying it so fucking much. Just down to the fact that I played loads of Telltale games and they're really boring and linear.
Yeah.
Where with this game it always ends up at the same point, just like in a Telltale game, but you can still change a lot of the more like, I guess, personal features of it. The story's always going to take the same path. And it'll always end in the same way, I
Yeah,
imagine.
like one thing I found with the first Walking Dead game was that you had that woman and you had the guy. You had the woman who was good with guns, I think, something like that. Don't know what their names are. She was good with guns, and the other guy was good with like technology. But the thing is, it doesn't matter which one you keep alive, because they will die about both of them. Doesn't matter which one will die in like the 4th chapter or something.
That's it, because it's pre-decided. It's not. It's not a story-changing thing.
No,
But like, is it really that different though with Life is Strange? Because
That's
surely
it.
they've got to have some way.
Okay, for instance, I'm about to spoil a lot now. In the 2nd episode of the game, one of the things you do is a girl is going to commit suicide. She's committing suicide because she was drugged at a party, and she basically committed obscene acts which end up on the internet.
All right.
Okay, so she wants to kill herself for it. But if she dies, you don't find out the information as to why she killed herself and what really happened.
if it's on the internet.
In which case, you wouldn't have found
Surely-
out. Well, no, because you know what happened at the party. You can get a good idea of what she was up to at the party, but who drugged her, etc.,
okay,
things
yeah,
like that. And it tells you, of course, that the person who drugged her happens to be blah, 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 and someone else was involved. Like, the main thing you remember is that she says that she woke up in a white room and she heard a soft voice, followed by the guy who she accused of drugging her's voice. And of course, the soft voice is all a massive spoiler to the end of episode 4, which is I've just finished it playing, which is that the teacher that you expected to be the good guy all along,
Spoilers.
and has always been nice. Well, I always said spoilers about a minute
Yes,
ago.
true.
But
Yeah,
Then
I think what we should do is record someone going spoiler alert, and then just like put that on
put a
the
little
front.
fucking boop, 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 boop,
I'll
like
have that. That's
Yeah.
all I have.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's tamples.
But so niggers, I forgot where I was now because you distracted me.
The
bastard.
teacher.
you were talking
so-
about spoilers.
Okay, so when you find out about it, like, there's no real giveaways to it being this specific guy, other than the fact that she says a soft voice, sounding like a doctor, talks to her. And the only person in the game that really fits the description of having a soft voice is the teacher himself.
Oh.
But if she wasn't alive, you'd never find out it was him. Not that it ever changed the storyline, as I said. That's pretty hard to change.
Right. And if you were to not find out this information...
And if you didn't find out the information, then there's a lot of answers you can't unlock. Like, she can give you a lot of information about all the things, like... Because throughout the game, you interrogate people, you ask questions, you try and figure out what's happening around the town. People are getting drugged, people are going missing, things are happening, there's sudden changes in the weather, loads of weird shit. There's a security guard that's going around taking pictures of people for no reason, or for what seems like no reason.
I think the issue with these games is that they all have one ending, basically. The ending occurs at the same time. Well, I mean, they don't have the same ending, but the ending occurs at the same time.
It's linear, yeah. It's really linear. With this game, they've promised something different. Like,
is there a failure in this game? Because that's the issue I have with it.
Well, that's it. That's what I mean. It's all personal level. That's what I meant by everything's at a personal level. There is no real failure. The story will continue. Oh, there's plenty of failure, but it's just rewindable. That's the point of you having your little time travel powers, isn't it? You can just rewind whatever you don't like, and you can redo it. And one of those things is the girl who commits suicide. It's a personal thing more than just a story-based thing.
It's because you get attached to the character.
You become attached to the character, yeah. You don't want to let her die. And if you let her die, it changes the story. People react in different ways to each question you ask them in the future. It makes it hard to find information. It makes it hard to do certain things.
That's probably the one really big thing about storytelling games. The one thing they have really got going for them.
Like right halfway through episode 3, one of the big defining things in that for me was that you go to the hospital and visit her, and she tells you a very, very important piece of information that all leads up to the final premise to finding out who did it.
Yeah.
But without her being alive, that's made a lot harder, as I found from Luffy, because he wasn't able to save her.
Right, okay.
So Luffy failed, basically.
Yeah, well, it's Luffy. What do you expect?
Yeah, he did. He's a bit of a scrub, you know how it is. Full on scrub lord.
Okay, yeah, space. I think. Space.
Just space.
Yeah, so basically, with the whole space thing, New Horizons probe has reached Pluto, which is pretty cool. Now, we were talking about this literally just like 2 minutes before we started recording, and turns out David and Vince didn't actually know what this was all about. So if you're watching or listening to this and you don't know what New Horizons is, basically New Horizons was a probe that was launched with a specific intent to take pictures and do science experiments of Pluto, because out of all the probes we've ever made to go to different planets and stuff, and we've had quite a few of them, none of them have ever passed close to Pluto. So we've never had a good picture of Pluto. The best picture we had until New Horizons was a picture taken by Hubble telescope, which is basically like a blurry disc.
Didn't NASA try and keep that picture hidden?
No, as far as I'm aware, they didn't.
I could have swore at first someone mentioned about how they were trying to hide that picture of Pluto, the high definition picture, at first.
They may have been waiting. They may have been waiting for it. The thing is, they wanted to have a big announcement, so that may have been what they were doing. But yeah. So they had anyway. This New Horizons probe. It's recently reached Pluto. I think it's left Pluto now. Actually, it's gone past it.
Yeah.
But there was this whole big thing about a week ago when it arrived at Pluto. We got real HD pictures of Pluto for the first time. We got to see what Pluto actually looks like, and it's just quite interesting. Like, for example, we found out from New Horizons that Pluto actually has 3 moons, not 1. And there's just the other 2 or 4 moons. Sorry, and the other 3 were just too small to see, so we could only see its largest moon. And also, Pluto has the largest moon in relation to its size. Earth being the second largest, but like Pluto's moon Charon is like almost like 10%. Yeah. I think I might be pronounced Sharon. I don't know.
Sharon.
It's like
Sharon.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I don't know. I really like space. I'm really into space. I play a lot of space games, like Cable Space Program and everything. I love space.
I've got to say, have you played that free indie game on Steam for space? I can't remember what it's called.
I have not, because I do not have any free indie games on
I
space.
don't remember its actual name. It's the one where you can type chat commands and it'll speak through like a Google Translate.
Yeah, NASA's
sort of
own.
voice.
It's NASA's own.
And
one.
you can make it do songs and shit. It's really funny.
That sounds pretty
I'm
cool.
pretty sure it was made by NASA, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's not very.
It's
not
a
very good.
hilarious game.
Of course.
No, it's not
massively
very good, but it's a really fucking funny game.
Pretty sure I saw Vanos's video on that, and I was just cracking up. It was so funny.
Yeah, it's all it is just them literally spamming the chat with
Yeah, that's it. That is the game.
He's like that and every tune you could possibly think of, they're playing.
So yeah, right, yeah. So, interesting planets in space. Space is very interesting. Planets are cool. Earth is cool. Other planets are cool. And
Other planets are available, is what I thought you were about to say.
other planets are available. That's true.
Other planets are available, remember?
Earth is cool, other planets are
And
available.
one in particular, in fact, Pluto's cooler than Earth. Ooh, punny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty interesting. It's also pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see
yeah,
what you were going with that.
What's the one that's furthest out? It
Pluto.
is Pluto, yeah.
Oh no, wait, no. There is another one that's a bigger.
Uranus,
planet.
bitch.
The biggest actual planet is Neptune. Pluto is a dwarf planet. There is another planet. There is another dwarf planet same size as Pluto further out called. Oh fuck, I can't remember it.
It's called Oh Fuck, I can't remember.
Is it Sarah?
I mean, it's an
NASA
interesting
lost
name.
it that day.
It's an interesting name.
And that day they say NASA lost a few brain cells.
NASA lost it.
That was the day NASA lost every brain cell in its body.
So yeah, and in particular, the other planets that are available, to be precise, like Earth, is Kepler 438. So obviously this is the... NASA has a little list.
wait,
what the hell?
Is this a place that's inhabitable?
Well predicted.
We don't know if it's inhabitable, but what we do know is it's in what they call the Goldilocks zone.
So it gets raped by wolves when it goes to its nan.
exactly. It's based on the golden...
That's the premise of this galaxy,
No, wait, no,
Yeah.
that's Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh shit, he's right.
It's the bears.
Learn your fairy tales,
It's bears
David.
in Goldilocks.
He's right. So there's 3 bears, and they have porridge and beds that aren't good enough
Yeah.
for our fucking bitch ass.
Well, no, because we're in the Goldilocks zone. It's
needs.
alright.
Yeah, the Goldilocks zone is basically a zone where basically it's where liquid water can survive on a planet. So it has to be the right distance away from the planet's star. So, for example, Earth is pretty much dead center of the sun's
I thought we're not, are
Goldilocks
we?
zone.
We're not dead centre.
We are. We're not dead
We're
center.
fourth planet in out of, like, 9, aren't
We're
we?
pretty close. Because Mars is right on the edge of the Goldilocks zone, and Venus is actually inside the Goldilocks zone, but is uninhabitable for other reasons. Mainly, it's runaway greenhouse effect.
That's where we used to live.
But yeah, that's where we came from. We started last a bit shit here, and we moved to Earth. But no, I'm not. saying
Pandora.
So yeah, but the whole thing about lots of these planets, particularly the ones discovered by the Kepler telescope, which is basically a planet finding telescope. They've been finding a lot of ones recently that are basically, they think from their readings that they are rocky planets, like Earth. It's a rocky planet, and also they seem to be in the Goldilocks zone. So they can theorize by their shape and their size and everything. Well, not by their shape; they're spherical, but by their size.
Actually, no, technically speaking,
and,
not.
And everything.
I'll talk...
Yeah, all planets are
No,
spherical.
well, I'll go into it. You can carry on.
So yeah, but by their size and their consistency and everything, they can work out. They're pretty sure these planets have liquid water, and with liquid water comes life. Is the idea.
Well, not
So
necessarily, but generally, yeah.
yeah, I mean that is a big assumption they all seem to make.
I don't understand
but
why.
The idea is that water is needed for life. I
Yeah.
think is the idea. So if you have water at the right temperatures, you're pretty much guaranteed to have some sort of life evolve. Yeah. So that's kind of where they're going with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they're also, it's interesting because it's like other planets that we can maybe live on. Like in our
without
solar system, the only planet we
additional
could
help, yeah.
yeah without additional help, yeah, because at the moment the only planet in our solar system we can live on without additional help is obviously Earth. If we went to Venus, it's a similar size and it's in the Goldilocks zone, but it's way too hot. It's the hottest planet in the solar system because of its runaway greenhouse effect. The only other planet that's really comparable is Mars, which is about half the size.
Yeah.
And you can't breathe the air because obviously it doesn't have an oxygen atmosphere.
And obviously Venus,
So-
being the sister planet, is also doesn't have breathable atmosphere, I don't think.
Venus is the closest planet to being like Earth. The only real reason why Venus is uninhabitable is because of its runaway greenhouse effect. If you're talking about terraforming, which is, they have actually got some genuinely workable ideas for terraforming. You could probably terraform Venus well enough. You could probably make Venus habitable. The only problem you'd have with Venus then is that for some strange reason, scientists reckon it's probably because it got hit by a huge meteorite in its past. Venus actually spins incredibly slowly. Like
so the day and night cycle would be like insanely slow.
A day on Venus is like it's something stupid. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's
like a week.
It's hundreds of hours. So that's an issue, and it would cause an issue for plants, I think, because it's the thing. You wouldn't be able to grow anything.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It needs water to have plant life.
Yeah. Venus actually has a lot of water, but it's all water vapor because it's so hot. It's just a lot of water vapor in the atmosphere. Yeah, you could also terraform Mars, but the thing with Mars is it would have to be constantly terraformed. I can't remember exactly why. I think it's because of its small size. The atmosphere would just escape if you didn't keep it terraformed. But anyway, that's the whole thing about these Kepler planets, these exoplanets they're finding, is that they're bigger than Earth, most of them. But like this particular one they found, I think it's about about twice the size of Earth, which is good because you could live on that. That the gravity would not be too intense for that. I think it would probably be something like 15 newtons, maybe. That's livable. It would be a bit. You'd feel a bit heavier. You'd be a bit heavier, but it wouldn't be too bad.
You'd be really muscly by the time you get back to Earth.
Unless you're American.
You feel right at place. Okay. You'd definitely be really muscly if you go back to Earth, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, you would. You'd be buff.
But that's the thing, it'd be a lot of pressure. Would you get muscly or would you run out of energy and probably just die?
I think you'd have to adapt.
Well, that's the thing. But that's what I'm saying, is that if you didn't adapt...
I think you would adapt.
There'd be no space for gamers on that planet.
It's not too much of a problem. It's like living underwater, really. It could be done. It's just you'd have intense pressure on it, so you'd also have your weight would be changed.
I
think actually you'd have less weight, wouldn't you, underwater?
Well, yeah.
Depending. Also, there's the whole thing is that we can't.
It all really depends what what's in.
If we're talking about being inside a biodome, obviously that wouldn't.
So the only reason why you're lighter in water is because you have air in your body which makes you float.
Underwater?
A biodome?
Yeah, probably.
You can control the air.
Going to Mars.
I was about to say, well, to be fair, a biodome might work, but you'd need some sort of light.
Right, yeah.
The only issue, light is a thing, but the only issue with a biodome is the pressure.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about living underwater is the extreme pressure. If you don't live too far underwater, you could do it.
Maybe.
But
maybe.
Like you could live at the bottom of the English Channel, for example. That's quite shallow. Like you wouldn't be able to live at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
Cal, would you want to live in the English Channel?
Don't.
Or would you like to go and live?
At least if you lived in the English Channel, you could have a train station.
That was true. You could have a train station there.
That would be pretty funny, actually. The Eurostar has a stop halfway for the rich kids who live in a biodome underneath the channel.
Who lives in a biodome underneath the sea?
Gambrous.
The fucking English.
The fucking English, dude.
That'd be a Scottish guy saying that, surely.
We all know that France won't get this biodome.
It's just a croissant.
If you are, of course, a French viewer and you've been offended by the opinions of
then go fuck yourself! We don't care!
Anyway.
We don't give a shit.
How about you get taken over by Germany? I'm kidding.
Je m'appelle baguette à
Portable.
So yeah.
But yeah, I completely stole what Vince was saying. What were you going to say about this Kepler?
There's a planet which is being eaten by its sun, obviously. That's what inevitably in like 4.5 billion years will happen to our planet. And it's an egg shape because of how it's being eaten.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So what? It's just like going into the sun. Oh, I think I heard about that one. It's like really fucking close to its sun, right?
Its sun is turning into a red giant, so... Which obviously all suns.
How would that work? Surely once the sun reaches like a certain distance away, it's just going to multiply the planet. It just turns into lava, right?
And the sun's gravity is pulling this planet literally apart.
You'd have to get pretty close to the sun, though, because if you think about it, although the heat is extreme, think about Mercury.
And there is a ginormous void in between.
I'm pretty sure Mercury has insane gravity as well.
Well, how big is the sun there, though?
Ginormous.
In comparison to our sun?
Huge.
Well, if you think about the sun, the sun for us being a couple of centimeters across, like in Mercury, you'd have like probably meters or even a couple of miles across in the sky because it's really, really close to the sun. Obviously,
are you talking about perspective? Because I don't think it'd be a couple of miles across. That'd literally have to cover your whole view plane.
That's how it would look.
I'm talking about perspective. The only other thing is, of course, Mercury is like tiny compared to Earth as well. So, gotta take that into account.
So yeah, and the funny thing, because there is a list on Wikipedia, which goes over like the potential planets. Obviously, Kepler 438b being the kind of the most Earth-like in all of the areas. Like, there are a couple of things, and what I find funny is that there's a planet that's predicted to be more habitable with plant life than our very own planet. Just goes to show.
I mean, it could happen. Our planet's not perfect.
True, but I mean, it's just the fact that humans are fucking up the world.
Do you think, though, if we actually got out to one of these planets and we'd find like a civilization that's basically like completely like raped their planet dry of all like air and everything, so like it's like basically what humanity's gonna be like in the future.
Yeah, I can't imagine
we've got like no air
because they've raped their planet dry.
Well, I mean that's happening.
I'm just trying to take in the way you said it. Raped their planet dry.
Raped their planet dry.
They raped it dry. That's disgusting. Why would you go in dry? You're trying to hurt the poor planet.
Well, we didn't have enough lube. That's not.
Oh great, Riven's AFK. I guess I'll solo the first camp.
So yeah, there are a couple of other factors, being Goldilocks zone, something to do with water, the fact that it's mountainous. Earth is a mountainous planet, and
yeah, so is Pluto actually.
Yeah, dwarf planet technically,
as it turns out.
So is your mum.
Pluto has mountains as big as the Alps. Actually.
Your mum's a mountainous planet.
We don't discriminate against dwarf planets.
Yeah, only because you're small.
I fell into that one. So, Gam, Alien versus Predator.
Well, this kind of goes a little bit back to RTS, because the Aliens vs Predator game I've been playing is actually the RTS version. It was Aliens vs Predator Extinction. And it is just my favourite, well, one of my favourite nostalgia games to play. I play a lot of nostalgia games.
There's a series,
but yeah,
which,
this one
is discontinued because again sucks ass.
No, it's continued. It's just like with all my series, it's continued very slowly.
With our entire channel, that is.
As in, I keep forgetting to actually edit the videos. But yeah, no, this particular game basically, what am I trying to say? Words are not falling in my mouth. Oh yeah, that's right. That's it. So you got like the three different races. You got colonial marines. You've got predators, and you've also got aliens. And you can basically like use a campaign for each one. You got to go through and create like an army of whatever, and it goes up like with different troops as well. And it's just really fun. You just basically got to kill. You got an objective, and you got to kill.
Well, I think we all know the obvious answer. Which team everyone chooses, right?
Predator.
Yeah, because Predator's fucking badass. OP. Yeah.
Actually, it's quite fun to play as the alien.
I think
as
speaking
well.
of which,
you have insane amounts of
anyone play natural selection?
Yeah, you can literally just spam out troops.
Yes.
What?
Really fun game.
The first
scary as shit.
One's better than the second because they fucked up.
I played it very minimally, but yeah, it's very fun.
It was a good game. They did mess up though, unfortunately, but hopefully they pick it up with Subnautica. Who knows?
Oh, is that made by them? Actually not a bad game.
No, it definitely was thingied. Oh, well.
All I've seen are the very, very short gameplays of people doing the, I guess, what is the multiplayer with that ginormous fucking Leviathan thing. Pretty sure I'm thinking the same thing right now.
It's like a being on space, and it's like only underwater
space though. And it's giant alien monsters and shit.
But going back to planets briefly, because it's still the same topic. There's a planet that they believe. Oh, fucking hell!
There's a planet they believe.
Okay.
They believe what he says.
They believe this planet.
They believe this planet. He doesn't lie. Right. He's a nice guy. Why would we not believe him?
There's a planet that they believe to be a water-only planet, and for some reason they would consider it. And it's in.
Is that not Neptune?
Oh, no, I've heard about this. No, Neptune's gas.
We don't have a water-only planet in our system.
Why do they call it Neptune? That was a shitty name for it.
Because it looks like water. It's very blue.
Yeah.
I thought it was because it was literally just entirely liquid.
No, though, if you do go down to a gas giant, then you will find liquid, because obviously they're so big.
Condensation.
It would be a...
It creates...
Condensation.
It's not condensation,
Condensation, I said, not condensation. Fucking...
It'd be like if you were to get liquid oxygen.
Liquid oxygen.
Gases can occur in two situations. Energy, in heat, and in pressure. So you would have a ball of liquid, whatever that planet is, Uranus being a ball of liquid methane, I guess, in the middle, because of the gravity.
It's because like, what basically, what dictates whether a thing is a solid or a liquid or a gas is basically how spaced out the particles are. So, obviously, a gas, the particles are really spaced out. Liquid, they're kind of spaced out, and solid, they're all clumped together. So the more if you put pressure, you're basically forcing them in to a smaller area. So obviously, there's going to be more particles in the smaller area. So it changes the state from a gas to a liquid. It's
especially the opposite of heating it up, which makes
sense.
It's just
that's how it works. Yeah. I mean,
so like for example, Jupiter. Jupiter is made up of lots of different gases, but mostly it's hydrogen. And if you were actually to be able to go inside Jupiter and not get crushed by the intense pressure and gravity, you'd eventually reach an ocean of hydrogen. And if you go down into that, you get even more compressed together to the point where you actually get what's called electric hydrogen, where basically the hydrogen is so pressed together that the electrons are free moving, so hydrogen can actually conduct a current at that, which obviously hydrogen can't normally do.
Okay. I don't understand a word you just said. I didn't pay any attention in physics because I sat next to Vincent.
Yeah, that's true, yeah, he did.
We beefed off Mr. Keanu Reeves.
What you beefed off?
Mr. Keanu. We just beefed off Mr. Keanu Reeves. Vince laughed at him because Vince already knew pretty much everything apparently anyway, so he could just fuck around. Of course, I took a hit and didn't know shit by the end of the year. Because I'm a stupid cunt naturally. And that was it. That was me and Vince's school years.
Very sad. Very, very sad.
Mr. Keanu Reeves loved us.
He was the best.
Especially for his name, Mr. Keanu Reeves.
Mr. Keanu...
Did you tell him that name?
No, just came up with it.
Then, actually. He wasn't Keanu Reeves before. He was...
He never had that name. Mr. Cocaine.
Keahani.
Mr. Keahani. Mr. Twitch. His nice eyes.
He wore contact lenses, and obviously, I think...
He twitched a lot.
Yeah, when you first adjusted contact lenses, you twitch. So, Mr. Twitch. Yeah. It was a funny time.
Sounds it.
I think that dictates the end. I think.
Cool.
Is there anything else that people need to say?
No, I'm pretty much. I think I've covered. I mean, we've got me going for a fair while now.
Hour and a half. I don't know. Lost track of time.
Yeah, it was. I think I've covered most of what I was going to say on those topics, if not all of it. Yeah. David?
No, I hate myself. I hate life. I'm just going to kill myself.
Oh yeah. We all hate. We're going to do a mass suicide.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah, we're going to go and do a suicide pact.
If we weren't going to,
we're going to all drink the Kool-Aid. Every single one of us. Every single.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Including me. I will drink the Kool-Aid.
I promise to drink the Kool-Aid.
I will drink it, and we will all die together.
Together forever.
We will die. We. Keyword we will die.
Okay, yeah.
No, fuck you guys. You guys die.
Yeah. Okay, again. I hope we kept you entertained while you played something else, most probably, because that's what you should be doing.
I think on the way out, we definitely need to have "Let Me Entertain You." Just for just so we can get a copyright strike for this.
Right at the end.
Actually, just have that little part of me singing it. That way, it can't be copyright striked because I'm so off tune that it can't be recognised by YouTube.
Do you want to do it again, like a full-on version?
I don't know the lyrics other than that.
You can say it multiple times.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll work.
Let me entertain you. and then deeper.
Then Gam joins in.
Then do the screamo version.
And then we're gonna just go full like intense screamo. No one can understand what the fuck we're saying.
Now do the Arnold Schwarzenegger version.
No! Let me! I want to entertain you! Get to the entertainer! We need to get some toys! This is fucking crazy! This podcast is shit! Why are you watching still?
Alrighty then. We'll see you next week.
Alright.